I saw that Christian was out here today. How was that, and how do you have a sense of how far out he is?
We'd like him to be out here in full training, but he's out in partial training. He's working his way back. They figured out a couple of things that they think might be causing some of the delays. We get more into that as soon as we get better information, but he's on the mend.
Does he still need to play 2 full trainings before he could be available at least for play?
For Red Bull?
No. Does he have to play? Does he have to practice in full at least 2 times in order to be able to be available?
The concussion protocol is different. It's a set of steps. They have to head the ball from ball in hand, no symptoms, then heading, then more running, more physical testing, more testing in front of the computer with their notes. It's a complicated process. It's not just he's got to be involved in 2 training sessions. It's more than that.
I think it was, but during the game, one of your players got hit on the head. He went down and got straight back up. Did you have any sense like
Who was that? Cody?
Left side, because there was a play where it went up for a header, went down.
Good. Yeah, maybe I remember that. Well, I mean, we try and educate the players. It's not a sign of, you're the toughest kid on the block, or you're macho, anything like that. It's serious. So we don't want to make light of it. We want the players to be educated. If they feel something, they need to say something.
Is there relief that now they've actually found something that's slowing this process? Because I don't know. Remember a concussion, something a concussion.
Well, there's been players. I mean, Chad had him for an extended period of time. There's been actually quite a few MLS players, not just Taylor Twellman, but other famous players have gone down with, concussion symptoms and ended their career. So we don't want it to get to that stage with Christian. We want this first one to be dialed in, that we've checked all the boxes to make sure it doesn't extend.
Coach, going over this game, it seemed like this was maybe the worst performance of the season. Going over the video, did it feel to you that way?
I don't know if I'd say it was the worst. Maybe it feels like the worst. There was a lot of reflection. I'll just give you my opinion, my reflection. Did we, set the team up properly? How did we press? When do we press? The lineup decisions. Do you do what normal coaches do? You pick the 2 games on the weekend, mix the team in the middle. Did we play strong, and then some changes? Is that just because of our health situation? We talked about our training. How are we training the guys, both physically and the tactical stuff? I mean, we went over a lot of reflection this morning as coaches to make sure that, we're not missing anything. I think the goals, Alex raised his hand. I mean, he's got broad shoulders. He could have done better on both those plays. He knows it. But was that a symptom of fatigue, playing 3 games in a week? And we ask a lot out of Alex Roldan. We ask him to get up and down that field. But that's a demand of the game. And he doesn't say that as an excuse. And, I don't say that as an excuse for Alex. It happened. And so, it wasn't a good performance. I'll agree with you there. I'm not sure it's the worst, but it wasn't good.
And the pressing, just going back to that, more in terms of recognizing when other teams are pressing you.
Well, there was a massive gap between their front 7. It's clear on the tape. You guys, I don't know if you guys get the panoramic view, but they pressed with 7. They got the 3 center backs, and we had Chu and Montero and Jordan on 3 center backs, almost 3 for 3, and we weren't able to take advantage of that. We took advantage of that the first 10 minutes. Chu got down the left-hand side a couple times, but after that, it didn't work.
Is that a recognition thing?
Yeah, it's a recognition. It's, the flow of the game. We defend, we press, and then somebody would give the ball away. We defend, and, they get tired when they defend, and so how do we sustain our possession? How do we sustain our attack, our effective attacking? I mean, there's lots of little things, little nuances that we tried to message within the film because they looked a little sluggish, for sure.
Are you frustrated? I got to ask a question. Frustrated with the turnovers?
Well, I know they happen. It happens to the best of them. It happens to Nico, it happens to Ymar, it happens to Alex, it happens to Josh, it happens to everybody. I mean, we want to try and avoid them at all costs. Again, back to our messaging as a coaching staff, I can take some of that responsibility. Maybe the third game in a week, you play a little more conservative. Maybe you just, the message is, hey, let's possess the ball more. Let's be a little bit more cautious. We're away from home. You know, I don't do that naturally. I want to play the same home or away. So lots of reflection for us.
Did you you had Morris on the right there?
Yep.
It looked like he was tracking back a lot. Was that sort of the plan all along,
No.
or was that?
No, that's just, Jordan being Jordan. He's doing whatever he can to help the team, but that does diminish his ability to go forward. Something we needed to solve.
When you play with Josh and Albert, do you want Josh to get that high, or is Josh supposed to be staying a little bit farther down? It seemed like he was getting forward a lot. Maybe it was just at the end of the game.
Well, he got forward a lot because he wanted to help the team win. There was the couple of transition moments because he's young and got good energy. Steph grabbed the ball, he runs up the field. I think there's just certain moments that Josh does it. We don't want the players square. We want always one higher and one lower, but it varies depending on which side the ball's on, the play itself. But I thought he was okay, other than a couple of errant passes, but he was okay.
Raul's another player who's obviously working his way back. How close is he at this point?
Close. Today he wasn't doing as much, but tomorrow he'll be in, I believe, almost full. And then we'll see how the week progresses. But again, it's the same with Christian there. I'm not going to do something rash because we've had some bad results. Okay, everybody's seen it. And then you press, and then you make another bad decision which impacts the long-term health of Raul. And we're just not going to do that.
Is he someone that you see as possible for this weekend, or is he still not? Is he not really in the mix
I'll
yet?
let you know after tomorrow. He's got a bigger day tomorrow. He's got a bigger push tomorrow. Let's see how he gets through, and then I'll answer that question.
So not yet ruled out.
Not yet ruled out is a great way to put that.
Yeah, will be.
It seems like over the last couple of games, you've kind of gotten away from playing Jordan as a 9. Is that because of the absence of Christian on one side, or is that just...
It varies. I mean, look, if you look at Jordan's contributions as a 9, they were a little bit away from home. I think he played there against Kansas City. That was a dysfunctional game. Not blaming that on him. I think also against St. Louis. But I think he had injuries. It's been a little bit of both. I mean, where does he really fit within our group? Are we going to take him from a, first 11 type wide player to a first 11 type forward when you have Raul and Hebert and Freddie? I don't know. But certainly I think he enjoyed playing up there. He enjoyed scoring goals. So, we're working through that. I just think we need some stability. And we, don't have it yet until we get everybody back, but we'll find it.
I'm curious, when it comes to, you've done this so long, you don't overreact to a small series of games that things are not going your way, but is there any type of mentality things that you do with the players of exercises away from the training fields, or
I wouldn't say that we do any, stuff away from the training field other than the normal yearly get-together. We always try and plan something fun with the group that they can be together. We've done a couple of those already. We had some good moments in Spain, and there's been times where we've all gotten together. We had a team barbecue a while back. But yeah, you can't get down into that depth and panic and whatever. We're not panicking. We're just trying to make sure that we as coaches think everything through and give them the tools to be successful. And consistency. Can't just change. I don't think that's right. You have to make minor tweaks You have to make sure everybody's on the same page. But we'll see.
Red Bulls have now played 3 games with their new coach. What have you made of the changes, and what kind of challenges?
We're going to go walk in there now and address that. I know Jorge and John always give us a presentation as coaches. They've already done all the film of the 3 games. We'll get that this afternoon. So we'll come up with a game plan, but I got to listen to those guys first.
Not how important, but how good is it for you that you already played a team like St. Louis where you were able to play so good through the press? Now that you're getting a team like Red Bulls that is going to press you.
Well, it was a long time ago when we were playing a little better. No, we'll be able to handle the press. I mean, look, JP, we didn't start him against Vancouver. He's good about finding ways out of pressing situations. Where do we put Albert? Where are we going to put Jordan? There's still some questions, but we'll figure out a way.
Going back to the last game, going over that game a couple of times, one positive I thought I saw was that the team was somewhat dangerous in set pieces, on corners, half chances. Some of the half chances you had were on set pieces.
Yeah.
Did you concur with that?
Yeah. I mean, I know the statistics. Tyler gave it to us that we were pretty effective there. But again, results matter. I mean, we can play well and lose 1-0, or we can possess the ball for 68% of the time and lose 1-0, or we can not score goals and we score a goal off a set piece and we win 1-0. I mean, those are all things within our sport. I think I'd credit Andy. He's taken a lot of time and doing a lot of research on different set piece ideas. So we're working on it.
Marking in the box still a concern?
Obviously the second goal, if you're talking about the second goal, again, Alex a little cleaner, they come down. Cody had to come all the way across to find the guy top of box. Was that because we were stretched and the recovery of the midfielders should have been in that zone? I mean, you can cut it both ways.
Is that communication then by both?
No, it's just reaction. It's recovery. It's transition defending.
I was thinking if the back line says, "Hey, Brian, come on back," if you're going up,
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you're talking about that specific play. What I would
say
in general. Yeah. Look, we're always going to try and press effectively, especially at home. We got 3 home games. We want to do a good job there. We worked on it a little bit today. We want to make sure that we reward the players for the work they do defensively. If they press effectively, they'll create chances.
So the reward is in we press, we get the ball,
and you're closer to goal, and your opponent is unorganized, and can you catch them? That to me is rewarding yourself for pressing effectively.
Brian, at this point of this career, how do you take the comments from whoever, people or media about, let's turn on the alarms on a player or the team or the moment? How do you take that at this point in your career?
Fans who buy a ticket can voice their opinion. Unfortunately, or fortunately, Twitter and some of the other social media platforms allows you to have a bigger megaphone. Before, it used to be you'd complain to your buddies, your roommates, or in a bar, and there'd be 6 of them listening. Now it's 600.
So just let it just...
That comes with a big club, right? The evolution.
At some point, results don't go your way, and fans have a right to be nervous, upset, grumble, faithful, believers. It's,
Obed Vargas started for the U.S. against Ecuador. You happened to watch that?
Yeah, good.
Would you make
Played well, yeah. I mean, they took him out in the second half. I don't know. I thought he was pretty good. But, that's Mikey's decision, Mikey Varas, and I thought Obed was okay.